Sorting materials into groups. Grouping of objects together with similar properties is called sorting. The materials can be grouped on the basis of similarities or differences in their properties. Similarities help us to arrange things in the same group. Differences help us to arrange the things into separate groups. When we look around, we find ourselves surrounded by a number of objects. Things can also be grouped on the basis of the materials they are made of. We use different containers to store the things like plastic bottles, glass jars, steel containers, wooden drums and earthen pitchers. Plastic, glass, steel, wood and soil are the different materials used to make the things. Closely observing various things, we find that an object can be made from different kinds of materials and a material can be used to make different kinds of things. Properties of materials. Different materials have different properties. Different properties of materials make them suitable for different uses. We can group the objects on the basis of their appearance, hardness, solubility in water, flotation, and transparency. Appearance. Materials can be classified on the basis of how they look or appear to be. The appearance of some material is different from others. For example, wood looks different from glass. In a similar way, silver looks different from paper. Some materials are shiny, whereas others are not. The shine present in a material is known as luster. Metals are generally lustrous in nature, whereas non-metals are not. Gold and silver are highly lustrous metals. That is why they are used for making ornaments. Hardness. Materials can also be classified on the basis of the hardness. Materials that can be easily compressed like teddy bear, cotton and sponge, or scratched like crayons are called soft materials. And materials that cannot be scratched and are difficult to compress like iron nail are called hard materials. Soluble or insoluble. Materials can be grouped on the basis of their solubility in water. Materials that can be dissolved in water upon stirring are said to be soluble materials. For example, sugar and salt can be dissolved in water. Materials that cannot be dissolved in water, no matter how much we stir them, are said to be insoluble materials. For example, stone, sand, chalk powder are insoluble in water. Not just solid materials, even liquids have the property of being soluble or insoluble. For example, lemon juice can easily dissolve in water, while oil does not dissolve and deposit as a thin layer on the uppermost layer of water. Objects may float or sink in water. There are some insoluble objects or materials which sink to the bottom of the surface when dissolved in water, while some other float on the surface of the water. So, what decides whether an object will float or sink in water? The answer is density. A substance with a density lower than that of water floats on it, whereas a substance with a density higher than water sinks to the bottom. For example, leaves and corks float in water, while rocks and coins sink in water. Transparency. Some materials allow light to pass through them, whereas others do not. On the basis of transparency, materials can be divided into three groups: transparent, translucent, and opaque. Transparent objects. Transparent objects are the objects that allow light to pass through them completely and allow you to see clearly through them. Some examples are glass, air, clear water, and some plastics. Translucent objects. Objects that allow only a small amount of light to pass through them are called translucent objects. We cannot see clearly through a translucent object. Some examples are butter paper, tissue paper, thin plastic, frosted glass, and ice. Opaque objects. Opaque objects do not allow any light to pass through them. We cannot see through them. Some examples of opaque objects are wood, metal, brick, etc. Why do we need to group objects? We often group objects in order to store similar objects together in order to make locating them easier in the future. Even in our homes, we store spices together in the kitchen while storing washing products in our bathrooms. We also group objects so that it becomes easy for us to study their features as well as the patterns of these features.